You might be surrounded by wolves in sheep's clothing, and the horror is that you won't know until it's too late. Every day, charming faces hide predators ready to drain your energy and manipulate your reality. If you want to see the signs, before it's too late, hit that like button and subscribe. This knowledge could save you from a world of emotional chaos. They blend seamlessly into our lives, appearing just like anyone else, charming, confident, and sometimes even magnetic. Yet beneath that polished exterior lies a predator. Psychopaths walk among us every single day, disguised as friends, lovers, colleagues, or even family members. You won't recognize the impact until you find yourself drained, confused, and questioning your own reality, while they move on to their next target. Experts indicate that about 1 in every 100 individuals possesses psychopathic traits. This suggests that you may have already encountered one, or perhaps you're entangled with one right now. Unless you know what warning signs to look for, you risk remaining under their spell, enduring manipulation, gaslighting, and exploitation without a hint of guilt. However, you hold more power than you realize. This content will break down 5 unmistakable signs that indicate you are dealing with a psychopath and explain why you should act swiftly the moment you identify them. These signs are not mere theoretical definitions. They represent the real world, red flags you may have experienced or are currently encountering. Failing to recognize any one of these signs could cost you years of suffering, emotional abuse, shattered trust, and diminished self-esteem. It's time to put an end to that cycle. Initially, many find themselves captivated by superficial charm and sly manipulation. Have you encountered someone who seemingly understands you on a level that feels unique? Someone who matches your humor, passions, and even insecurities to a T? At first, it seems like destiny. They remember details you barely mentioned, showing up for you in ways that make you feel special, cleverly using the right words at just the right moments. This is not serendipity. It's a calculated strategy. This is how a psychopath gains entry into your life, not through threats or hostility, but through charm so meticulously crafted it appears genuine. In reality, it's a facade, as they are not connecting with you but rather studying you. Each compliment, shared interest, and thoughtful gesture serves as a tool for deeper psychological infiltration, designed to learn your vulnerabilities and what makes you tick. Psychopaths are emotional tacticians, adept at mimicking empathy and connection without ever experiencing them. They understand that mirroring your values, dreams, and fears can lower your defenses and gain your trust. When you voice your burnout from work, they may suddenly become the one person who completely understands, creating a false sense of connection. This tactic, often referred to as love bombing, is characterized by a systematic showering of validation, affection, and attention, making you feel chosen and safe. However, this is all conditional. Once you assert any boundaries or take back control, the warmth can swiftly turn to coldness, leaving you feeling confused and questioning your actions. Recognizing this cycle early on is crucial, as it empowers you to reclaim your emotional sovereignty and protect your inner peace. The emotional toll of this dynamic is substantial. You may find yourself questioning your reactions, rationalizing their detachment because the contrast is so jarring. This is intentional. It keeps you off balance and easier to control. To protect yourself, consider the principles of Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes understanding what you can and cannot control. A Stoic does not seek to manipulate others, but rather focuses on mastering themselves. This means recognizing when your emotions are being hijacked and maintaining clarity amidst emotional turmoil. Additionally, cultivating self-awareness is vital. Acknowledge your feelings without judgment. Journaling can be a powerful tool, allowing you to track patterns and affirm your truth. Reaffirm your values and boundaries regularly, ensuring you remain anchored amidst chaos. Surround yourself with supportive individuals who reinforce your reality and provide perspective. Remember, your emotional health is paramount. Safeguarding it is a courageous act of self-preservation. Don't hesitate to seek professional guidance if necessary. It's a sign of strength, not weakness. When someone appears too perfect or too quickly accommodating, pause and evaluate the situation. Genuine connections develop gradually through mutual understanding, not scripted interactions. If someone rushes intimacy or overwhelms you with praise, recognize this as manipulation rather than authenticity. Trust your instincts. Those uneasy feelings often hint at underlying inconsistencies you may not have consciously recognized yet. Observing without reacting emotionally can empower you to withstand their performance until their true self emerges. Remember, psychopaths thrive on creating illusions that distort reality. They may even feign vulnerability to further entangle you in their web of deceit, pulling you deeper into their charade. Stay vigilant. The more you recognize these tactics, the stronger and clearer your boundaries will become. Your emotional well-being is paramount. Never lose sight of it as you navigate these treacherous waters. Pathological lying and manipulation represent the next critical sign that you may be encountering a psychopath. Envision yourself in a conversation where you clearly recall the words spoken yesterday, yet the individual claims none of it ever transpired. Their calm demeanor, confidence, and collected nature leave you spiraling, making you question your own memory. Did you misinterpret what was said? Are you overreacting? This is the essence of pathological lying, a calculated and compulsive strategy aimed at gaining power over your perception. The manipulation escalates as they weave intricate tales, leaving you in a state of perpetual doubt and confusion. You might find yourself revisiting conversations, analyzing every detail, desperately trying to make sense of their contradictory statements. This mental gymnastics is intentional, designed to keep you off balance while they maintain control. Recognizing this pattern is crucial. It's not merely about differing perspectives, but a deliberate tactic used to undermine your reality. You must remain vigilant, documenting interactions and seeking clarity, for your mental well-being depends on breaking free from their web of deceit. Trust your instincts and reclaim your narrative. Unlike ordinary lies, which often arise from a desire to avoid conflict, psychopathic deception is compulsive and strategic. They lie even when the truth would be simpler, wielding lies as weapons to control the narrative. They fabricate stories about their past or experiences to elicit sympathy, only for the details to shift as needed. Each time you probe for clarity, they may twist the story, redirecting the blame onto you. Gaslighting, a psychological tactic that sows doubt, can leave you questioning your own reality. They may feign remorse when confronted, leading you to believe their lies have consequences, further entangling you in their web. This cycle perpetuates your confusion, making it increasingly difficult to discern truth from manipulation. As you grapple with the disarray they create, remember, clarity is your ally, and recognizing their tactics is the first step toward reclaiming your power and peace of mind. In this toxic dynamic, individuals like Matt create chaos by manipulating relationships, ensuring they remain the center of your emotional world. As they push your buttons and then accuse you of being overly emotional, they isolate you, fostering dependence on their version of reality. Recognizing this is paramount. Their lies serve as a deliberate psychological assault meant to control and destabilize you. Moreover, the longer you remain entangled in their web, the more your self-worth erodes. They thrive on creating a reality where you feel unworthy of love or validation, making it challenging to escape their grasp. Each interaction becomes a high-stakes game. The stakes are your mental well-being. It's crucial to document your experiences and share them with trusted friends or professionals for perspective. By doing so, you strengthen your resolve and anchor your sense of reality, reducing the power they hold over you. When you find yourself ensnared in such mind games, consider applying Stoic principles for guidance. You cannot dictate their truth, but you can control your response. Developing emotional discipline is critical. Observe rather than react. Documenting conversations and events can help affirm your understanding of reality when confusion reigns. Engaging with trusted individuals outside of the manipulator's influence can also reinforce your self-awareness. Acknowledge the patterns of psychological warfare you are facing. You are not broken, but instead facing a deliberate effort to undermine your clarity. Remember, your resilience is a formidable weapon. Use it wisely. Stay vigilant and hold on to your sense of self, for it is your greatest defense. By nurturing a clear perspective, you become the architect of your own narrative, refusing to be a pawn in their game. The third unmistakable sign is a profound lack of empathy and emotional depth. Have you ever shared your vulnerabilities, only to be met with hollow stares or dismissive responses? That unsettling moment, when your pain seems to bounce off a wall, reveals the emotional vacancy of a psychopath. They can observe, label, and mimic emotions, but are incapable of feeling them as healthy individuals do. This emotional detachment often manifests in their relationships, leaving those around them craving validation and connection, yet receiving only shallow platitudes. You may find yourself questioning if you're overreacting or being too sensitive, when in reality, their indifference is a glaring signal. Remember, true empathy involves not just understanding another's feelings, but also actively engaging with them. If you encounter someone who consistently distances themselves in emotional conversations, it's essential to recognize this as a critical red flag. Your feelings deserve acknowledgement and respect. Never settle for less. What feels like connection is merely a performance, devoid of the genuine human spark that characterizes true empathy. When discussing your struggles, you may receive robotic advice or annoyance instead of compassion, as their discomfort with your emotions takes precedence over your needs. This lack of emotional depth is not merely a character flaw, but a dangerous perspective. Psychopaths view others as tools rather than individuals worthy of care and respect. They engage in a relentless game, using your vulnerabilities to manipulate or control you rather than offering support. This transactional view of relationships diminishes your worth, reducing your experiences to mere fodder for their amusement or benefit. You may find yourself emotionally depleted, feeling like a shadow of your former self, all while they flourish, thriving on the energy they siphon from you. Recognizing this dynamic is crucial for your self-preservation. You must prioritize your emotional health and set boundaries to reclaim your sense of self. This disconnect impacts their closest relationships as well. While they may mimic love for an extended time, the mask eventually slips, revealing their indifference. When you express vulnerability, they may use your disclosed struggles against you, twisting your words to shame or belittle you. Stoic philosophy provides insight here, emphasizing the need to ground yourself in reality rather than wishful thinking. Recognizing this emotional manipulation is crucial. It can help you reclaim your narrative and protect your mental well-being. Psychopaths thrive on the power they derive from your pain, finding pleasure in your turmoil. They may also employ charm and feigned concern to re-establish control when they sense you pulling away. Understanding that their lack of empathy reflects a significant emotional deficiency, not a personal failing on your part, is liberating. Remind yourself that you deserve authentic connections built on mutual respect and genuine emotional support. If you find yourself feeling emotionally isolated, even in the presence of another, recognize the signs. Pay attention to how they respond to your pain. Do they lean in or withdraw? When faced with indifference, trust your instincts and protect your emotional truth. You cannot fix someone who is unwilling to acknowledge the problem. Rather, prioritize your emotional well-being and reclaim your sense of self. Remember, your feelings are valid, and a true connection should enhance your life, not drain it. Seek relationships that nurture your spirit and support your growth. Surround yourself with those who respect your boundaries and reciprocate your emotional investments. When you start to distance yourself from toxic individuals, you'll uncover a newfound clarity and strength. Reclaiming your sense of self isn't just about removing negativity. It's about embracing the joy and authenticity of genuine connections that empower you. The fourth unmistakable sign is a parasitic lifestyle and systematic exploitation of others. This behavior often begins subtly, evolving into a pattern of dependence that leaves one feeling drained. Borrowed items or shared finances can quickly morph into a lifestyle where others become mere resources for exploitation. You may encounter someone who seems ambitious and full of inspiring ideas, only to discover that each venture comes at your expense. As their charm fades, you'll start to realize that your contributions are never reciprocated. Instead, you'll find yourself constantly justifying their actions and feeling guilty for setting boundaries. This emotional manipulation is their playground, where your needs are overshadowed by their demands, trapping you in a cycle of giving without receiving. Recognizing this pattern early can prevent you from falling deeper into their web of deceit and reclaim your power. Don't let their false ambitions siphon away your energy. Assert your worth and protect your resources fiercely. This exploitation is not framed as taking, but rather as shared opportunities or mutual support. Psychopaths believe they are entitled to what they acquire, viewing any generosity as an overdue debt. They don't simply take, they rely on a fundamental belief that others exist to serve their needs. As relationships develop, the cycle of idealization, devaluation, and exploitation unfolds. This insidious pattern can leave you feeling trapped, questioning your worth and intentions. You may find yourself giving more than you receive, rationalizing their behavior as just part of being supportive. However, it's crucial to recognize that this is not a healthy dynamic. Psychopaths often employ a tactic known as breadcrumbing, where they throw just enough kindness your way to keep you hooked while ensuring you feel inadequate. This erratic cycle breeds confusion and dependency, making it increasingly difficult to break free. Understanding this manipulation is essential to reclaiming your agency and emotional health. The initial thrill of their ambition can quickly transform into emotional and financial depletion for you. Their systematic exploitation often involves a gradual erosion of your self-worth, leaving you confused and questioning your instincts. They are adept at identifying those with empathy or vulnerability, honing in on individuals who can be easily manipulated. This is not an unfortunate character trait, but a survival strategy that thrives at your expense. What's more troubling is that they can often leave you feeling responsible for their failures, making you doubt your own judgment and morality. This psychological toll can lead to a perpetual cycle of self-blame and guilt, keeping you trapped in their web. Their charm is a siren song, drawing you deeper into a false sense of security, all while they continue to siphon your energy and resources. Recognizing this exploitation is crucial. The sooner you acknowledge their tactics, the sooner you can reclaim your autonomy and protect your well-being. Practicing Stoic principles can serve as a protective measure in these circumstances. Prioritize your peace and recognize that a psychopath's insatiable hunger for control cannot be quelled by your generosity. Boundaries must be held firmly. It is not your job to justify your limits, but to protect them. The sooner you identify the exploitation for what it is, a method of survival at your cost, the more effectively you can reclaim your time, energy, and self-respect. It's crucial to remember that your emotional well-being is non-negotiable. Cultivating self-awareness is empowering. It allows you to see the patterns and behaviors that signal a manipulator. Consider journaling your experiences to track changes in your feelings and observations, revealing insights that reinforce your boundaries. Engage in activities that nourish your spirit and foster connections with those who uplift you. This practice not only fortifies your resolve, but also creates a powerful shield against the insidious tactics of those who do not have your best interests at heart. Finally, the fifth warning sign is impulsivity and a refusal to take responsibility, which often manifests as chaos in their lives. This pattern includes unstable job histories, broken relationships, and an incessant cycle of drama. Individuals, like Jason, may seem engaging and full of potential, yet their lives are characterized by turmoil and a lack of accountability. This chaotic lifestyle not only impacts them, but also reverberates through the lives of those around them, leaving friends and loved ones to pick up the pieces. They often draw you in with thrilling stories of their latest escapades, making it easy to overlook their erratic behavior. However, it's crucial to recognize that their impulsive choices can ensnare you in their whirlwind of chaos, making you feel responsible for their emotional well-being. If you find yourself constantly navigating their crises, it's time to reassess your relationship. Their refusal to reflect and learn from their actions creates a toxic environment that can drain your energy and disrupt your own stability. Prioritize your peace. Remember, chaos is not your responsibility to manage. Their impulsive nature drives them to seek constant stimulation, leaving a trail of destruction behind them. When responsibilities arise, they often deny culpability, skillfully recasting themselves as victims of circumstance. This avoidance of responsibility creates a toxic cycle, where others find themselves cleaning up after their messes and bearing the weight of their chaos. As they skillfully manipulate perceptions, they can even turn the tables, portraying themselves as heroes in their own tragic narratives. This emotional sleight of hand can leave you feeling guilty for questioning their behavior, while they continue to wreak havoc unchallenged. Recognizing these patterns is vital. It empowers you to break free from their cycle of chaos. By doing so, you reclaim your power, protect your peace, and refuse to be a participant in their drama any longer. Psychopaths thrive on disorder without ever taking the time to reflect, learn, or grow from their actions. They employ a manipulation strategy that positions them as perpetual victims, which can lead others to unknowingly defend their erratic behavior. Stoic philosophy teaches us to separate ourselves from the dysfunction of others. Their choices do not become your burden, nor should you feel guilty for establishing boundaries. Recognizing this chaotic pattern is crucial for your emotional survival. It's easy to get swept up in their turbulent world, believing you can help or fix them, but this mindset only perpetuates your entrapment. Instead, prioritize your own mental clarity and well-being. Engage in self-reflection to identify how their behavior affects you personally. By doing so, you can reaffirm your boundaries, ensuring they remain intact against their manipulative tactics. Remember, your peace is a priority, and detaching from their chaos is an act of self-love. When chaos is a constant in someone's life, it's essential to recognize that their self-inflicted wounds are not your responsibility to mend. You are not obliged to support someone who continually chooses instability. Acknowledging this truth can safeguard your peace and ensure you are not collateral damage in their disaster. If any of this resonates with your experiences, know that you are not alone, nor are you imagining things. You now possess the insight to act decisively. Take control of your reality and prioritize your peace above all else.